If you clicked on this video having seen the thumbnail, photo, picture, well, I hope you're not disappointed, because in fact, I'm clothed. If you were looking for a video of a elderly man desnudo, well, you have to look somewhere else for that. Or come to an art class where I impose. But anyway, the point of that, there was a point in my head, because, I'm a thoughtful character. I'm a thoughtful character because I'm a human. I'm stuck for the time being in the human dilemma. A human creature with the gift of thought, the gift of speech, of communication, the gift of awareness of the timeline, awareness of death. You're all gonna die. I'm sorry. But it's true. We are living things, and living things tend to die. And that's what I've been thinking about. That's what this is about, because I've been recently, thinking about, coming to the span here of my life, however long it goes on. I mean, we don't want it to go on too long to where I'm kind of not able, but we want it to go on long enough to please the others that know me and get whatever done that I might want to do, that kind of thing. But I've been thinking that, of all the creatures that have lived in Earth here, and there have been many, many, many trillions of creatures, from single cell creatures to multi cell creatures to animals and species that have become extinct, species who evolved into other sorts of things, as we are told that humans evolved from the ape-like creatures, the primates, unless you just think that God made us. God made us in the Garden of Eden, and we are God's creatures, and we're formed in the image of God. And if we're in the image of God and godlike creatures, I don't think that highly of God in that case, because I mean, look at what we do here. So, but the thing is, all these creatures through all these ages, all this time, have come and gone, and I will come. I'm here, I think, and I will someday go, and presumably it will go on beyond me, unless all this is in my mind and some sort of weird projection of my own mind, or some other kind of phenomenon that I'm not, you know, aware of, because we I don't think it's proper to be aware of like what's next, if there's anything next. I don't think there's a ego thing next. I don't think me and my ego is going to go on to something else and remember this life and past lives and reincarnation, all that. But I think the elements that make me will go on to other life forms, whatever, and go back back into the mixing bowl here and become whatever they become or do whatever they do. And it's not my affair. I don't have to worry about it. I only have to worry about what's going on here and trying to lead a a sort of moral life and not hurt people for no reason, and be sort of good, and not to be good for an award in eternal life. I just don't have that concept. But I do think, maybe when I'm on the way out, things might pass before me about what went on before, and I would go, oh well, I regret doing that. I regret doing this. That kind of a thing. But so we all are on this situation, this dilemma. I mean, human life is really kind of a more of a dilemma than some sort of joyous thing, at least to me. I mean, when you look at all the human suffering that goes on, a lot of it perpetrated by other humans who are concerned about themselves, or think of themselves as creatures of God. And, my God tells me that, well, you are not of our godly tribe, so, we don't need to be concerned about you. And actually, we can kill you off, take your land, and things like that. So, the ugly aspects of human life. I mean, these the creatures who are constantly fighting and trying to get a leg up, and is all that wrapped up in this fear of death, in this inability to acknowledge the finite thing that we're up to here, and that it's all going to pass away, and worrying about it and clutching and holding and trying to build something to protect us. I mean, now we have all these people, the sci-fi tech bros, who are imagining that they are going to build a thing that is beyond humanity, the next evolution through these machines and electronics, and they can be live forever within this realm of their consciousness being the singularity of the human mind and the machine mind, and a world where we have Ray Kurzweil and Alex Karp living on. Well, I don't really want to live with these people for eternity, so I'm kind of good with like it being over at some point, since it will be, and it's always over. And it's over for everybody, even if they do build the machines and it goes on for, whatever, it's still going to not go on forever, ever. Even then they might think it does, and they can go on to other planets and so forth. I mean, it goes on in some form, but, that is kind of a weird ego-driven thing that I don't understand, and I think is a little bit unwell, actually. Another thing about all these creatures and animals and humans is that none of them really had health care or doctors. I mean, just think of all the creatures who have come and gone, lived and died, with no health care, with no, doctors, and billions that still do. And somehow it all keeps going, and somehow they have their lives, whatever they are. But yet again, there's the healthcare thing, the clutching and the holding, and the you know, instead of having dying of heart disease in your 70s, have a defibrillator in your chest to keep you going until the point where you don't remember who you are anyway, or one does not remember who they are anyway. I mean, there's that kind of a thing that can go on. The idea of perhaps it's better to die from what they can cure than to live with what they can't cure. So that's what I think about sometimes, and we would our cats and dogs and so forth. They wouldn't have health care if it wasn't for us, and I understand it. I don't want pain. I mean, the difficult parts here are the real transitions. I mean, how does this happen? Considering what goes on in like birth and how painful, how large the head of the baby is, the human baby, and how small the passage is from which we enter into this life. How is it possible that humans keep doing this, and that women keep having all this pain, permitting all this pain? And I mean, again, I could get that the men are bigger and stronger, and have many times just taken what they want. I mean, I often think of even my parents, like at 19 and 20, was this. Was this really voluntary? I mean, and thinking about how men are, and thinking about how men have allegedly been in the past, and of course we're more enlightened now, but that the idea that no means yes and all that kind of thing. So, whatever happens, they keep coming, and many, many, many humans are born every day, even in the worst situations, in war zones where, all the buildings are bombed and so forth. It still keeps going on. When there's depleted uranium and there's birth defects, it still keeps going on. So anyway, those are just the thoughts I had. Just the little philosophical thing here about me. Our thoughtful end of things. Well, I'm a reader. I read all these books, so I'm all filled with ideas, and and whatever. Eve ate the apple, so therefore we have knowledge, which means what? The knowledge of our own death. Is that what the idea is? Or knowledge of where life comes from? I guess that's not it, but really, I guess it's awareness of our own death is really what that main knowledge is, where, we don't know if other creatures feel that. And then, we share the planet with all these other things, with these plants who are, pretty awesome, marvelous creatures. I mean, I really love trees, and how, when we learn about how trees are happening and what goes on within them, and goes on in the soil and the community of trees, and how they can communicate with one another through like fungi and stuff like that, underground and so forth, and how the fungi can go on for miles and become this big, big, big thing that's not a plant or a animal. It's something else, right? So, yeah, something's going to change. Change is the thing, and we're going through a rapid change time right now, and maybe I'm headed for a rapid change before too long, being, kind of old. So I think I'll leave this here, and I hope I didn't bum you out or anything, but it's just stuff that pops into my mind. So I thought since I have the channel and it's my channel, I would just talk about it.